Greetings, everybody. This is Courtney Starhart, and I'm here today to talk about the obvious. We are in crisis, mentally, physically, and spiritually as a nation. So, a lot of you out there, my colleagues, are doctors, are mental health professionals, HR, holistic health practitioners. So, I want to give a shout out to you and thank you for the difficult and challenging work that you do and your commitment to helping people to heal. I know a lot of the time we're stuck in a position where we're really just managing symptoms rather than getting down to the root cause. So today, over half the country is physically ill, mentally ill. We have a drug crisis, an economic crisis, and apparently a political crisis, no matter what side of the fence you sit on. Also, $650 billion is being lost in corporate America and the workplace to distractions. And there are three kind of distractions. There's the lack of focus because of the phone, the computer, and emails. There's the lack of focus because of mental health issues and conflict with other people. So it's a mental health crisis. The third kind of focus loss is because of nutrition. People aren't able to stay focused because their body isn't nourished. 95% of the serotonin that's produced in our body is produced in the gut. And when we're not eating living, vital, healthy food, such as the sprouted hummus that I make, you can see in the pictures below, then we're not really at our best. So, what's going on? Everybody is managing symptoms rather than managing the cure, right? Getting to the root of it. When I got sick 25 years ago, my children were little and we were living upstate in this beautiful colonial home. It was really the house of my dreams and the life of my dreams. My children were tiny. Of course, they're grown now. God bless them. And it's been such a challenge getting through that because I got really sick. When they were tiny, I got E. coli poisoning and I was slowly dying. None of the doctors could figure out what was going on because they were looking at blood samples, they were looking at urine samples, they were doing all kinds of different tests, and they completely missed the root of what was going on, which was our well was tainted from bad farming practices across the river. When I was sick, I began researching consciousness and alternative medicine, and I went back to my roots in the Southwest. My grandmother is pureblood Native American, Western Band Cherokee, and Pueblo. And so I grew up in a family that was multiracial, multicultural, multilingual. And this led me to study at American University, to study cross cultural communications, to really explore why people are different, how people are different, and also what things were like before 1491. In this book, I actually go out and I interview 10 world famous scientists: Masaru Emoto, Fred Allen Wolf, Joseph Chilton Pierce, someone from the TM Foundation, and a Native American elder that I eventually ended up spending 20 years with studying. So the traditional native practice is a little bit different than Western medicine. Western medicine, both mental health and physical health, is amazing at dealing with crisis management, right? Managing symptoms, also crisis in terms of, if you're in a car accident, of course, a Native American doctor can't really do much for you, but we need Western medicine and traditional holistic medicine to come together somehow. So, what's going on here? How do we get to this place where we're just really dealing with crisis management and looking at symptoms and not being able to really go deeper? I know for a lot of you practitioners out there, like myself, you're super busy, you're pressed for time, you have incredibly busy and demanding schedules, and a lot of stress. So, the thing is with TNM, traditional native medicine, we actually look at humans as a holistic being. We have a system that we call the medicine wheel, and it's also known today in my Finding the Force practice as the four keys. So you have four different aspects to yourself. You have your mind and your body, right? And we're familiar with that, both as mental health experts and as physicians. But there are two other things that we put in there that are super important. When you think about it, you probably already know the answer. We have our emotional component and we have our purpose component. You have to look at people as beings who are looking to connect to something deeper. We're looking to connect to the force in our spiritual aspect, our mind, so to speak, but we're also looking to connect to the earth and to be present in our bodies and to reduce our stress so that we're able to do that. Again, the important things in this system are looking at how to balance these aspects. The person who's extremely mental might not really be present in their body, and they might need to do some yoga, do some breath work, get out in nature more. The person who's extremely emotional, see, in our system, we would call that too much water. And in Chinese medicine, you might be familiar with that too. Too much water means too much emotions. So, what do we do to counterbalance that? We add in fire, which is vision and purpose and passion. So that is the reason why we come here. Sometimes we get depressed or people get anxiety because they're not really in touch with their body and they're not really in touch with their purpose. By balancing all of these things out, we actually create a more whole human being that's able to come to the world in a different way. So, what can we do about this crisis today as practitioners? You know, Native Americans have now become famous again, aside from the noble savage pictures of people with these war bonnets on or what have you. We've become famous again now for plant medicine. And even though plant medicine is a wonderful thing and certainly a gift from nature in terms of helping people to heal, ultimately it's not really the answer. And for me as a Native practitioner, it's incredibly frustrating to see everyone out there peddling ayahuasca, peddling psilocybin, peddling MDMA without really understanding all of the things that go into it. I trained for 20 years after having two bachelors and 2 years into a PhD, becoming a Reiki master, doing all kinds of work in herbalism with Susan Weed, doing all kinds of work in permaculture, building archaeoastronomy, and learning the history of the native people of the region that my ancestors came from. So, what's missing? Well, psychedelics are great, but they're not going to fix you alone. You need the other tools that are surrounding them, like looking at yourself as a whole human being with those four keys and the medicine wheel. You also need proper preparation in terms of gut health. Since all of this serotonin is actually produced in our gut, we need to have a healthy gut microbiome. Now, how do we come by that? Sure, people think that you can take little pills that are going to boost gut health, and that's great. It's nice to introduce the proper gut microbiome, but if you're not nourishing it, it's not going to stay alive. So, I'd like to invite you to come out to risk free for 25 bucks, learn about kombucha. I have a kombucha class, and kombucha is one of those things that, constantly nourishes the gut, cleanses your liver, cleanses the lymphatic, and allows you to flush out toxins such as metals. It contributes to chelation and all kinds of other things. Also, we have a talk coming up on Psychedelics 101. So, risk free, again, if you want to learn about how your clients or yourself or your loved ones can benefit or might benefit, not will benefit, but could if it's done properly from psychedelics, whether that's ayahuasca or it's microdosing, you can come out to Ascension on March 5th and 6th. We have a kombucha class and we have Psychedelics 101. So, if you'd like to know what you can do right now, research backed and guaranteed to improve your quality of life, your clients, you, and anyone else, it's breathing. 95% of Americans don't know how to breathe properly. Now, that kind of seems like a joke, but a lot of the ancient systems said the answers are hidden in plain sight. Think about that. Breath work. All right. My favorite kind of breath work is super simple. It's called box breathing. And the way that you do it is just like a box, 4 by 4 by 4 by 4. All right. So let's do it together real quick. And then I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to invite you to reach out to me. You can send me a text. You can send me an email. You can look at the website, or you can come out and meet me and my friend Danielle at Ascension, who's doing amazing work. You've got infrared saunas there. You've got foot baths. You've got alkaline water, all kinds of nutrition and different practitioners in a beautiful community. So let's do the box breathing and say goodbye for now. You ready? So let's inhale to 4. I like to hold my fingers together and I count out. I do 8 of these, so 2 rounds of 4. So we inhale through the nose and then hold to 4. Exhale through the nose and hold to 4. Inhale and hold. Exhale and hold. When you do this, studies show once you get good at breathing properly, you will be twice as effective and have half the stress in 28 days. So, my friends, thank you for all of your work and your commitment to making humanity a better place. And thank you for working in these times of crisis to help people to get through and elevate so that we can become a better country and become a better species. Bye for now.